Hello, ladies and
Hi.
gentlemen. Hello, Goldie. How you doing? Serene Mind 1412 coming to you live with the Council. Look at this green-eyed man. Let us enter the manor. Whoa, my options buttons are sticking. Uh-oh. I don't have a save game 2.
I
Save
am
game.
good. You?
I'm doing alright. Save game 1. The last time I played this game was in August. Good God. Okay. Last time I played, we finished episode 1, and some stuff transpired with the person I seen the night before. Woke up the next morning and she was dead, and they was holding guns at me. If you didn't see that, make sure you check it out under my playlist of the council. But I'm doing all right, Gold. I appreciate you stopping in.
How many times must I tell you? You must never put your life on the line for me.
Mother has always had a fascination for Lord Mortimer, but has never wanted to tell me why.
We are doing our utmost to find your mother as quickly as possible. Without your mother, hundreds of men of the cloth would have gone to the guillotine.
All I can tell you is I'm looking for my sister.
Do you believe your mother capable of torturing a child?
An agreement for cannons. Lord Mortimer assured me that you are to take over the project on behalf of your mother. Johann Christoph von Wollner, Minister of Religious Affairs, and Jacques Peroux, French Revolutionary Tribunal Judge. You will find that Lord Mortimer is not what one would call conventional, Monsieur de Richet. Monsieur de Richet, I am arresting you for the murder of Elizabeth Adams.
I didn't murder her. Okay. Skill point in politics. This is a one skill point in conviction. Psychology. I might put a skill point in let's see. Okay, I ain't got 2 points left before level 1. That's for that. This is free. Back to manuscripts. I could have sworn I was able to. I mean, how do I equip these? I forgot. Oh my god. Oh, I only got 2. That's why I haven't read these. Why can't I read these? They're on some garbage. But it's okay. It's okay. I guess I'm just going to equip those two. I guess I can't read them yet, I guess. I don't know. They're not letting me read them. Nah, oh well. Lord Mortimer's office. January 22nd, 1793.
At last,
Episode
we
2,
meet,
hide
Monsieur
and
de
seek.
Vichet. Do you mind if I call you Louis?
Please do.
Thank you. I wish to apologize wholeheartedly, Louis. I made you cross the seas, and I wasn't even here to welcome you. When I asked you to join us here, it was, of course, in the hope that you would help us find your mother. But an act of horrific violence occurred during the night.
Alright. Mortimer. Immune to immunity is conviction, vulnerability is questioning, psychology. Emily Hillsborough. Immunity, logic, vulnerability is psychology. The twins.
And I do not know if this is linked to the disappearance of Sarah.
What do you mean? A link to my mother?
If there's a possible link to my mother, I hope you'll let me know.
In the early hours of the morning, Elizabeth Adams was found dead in her room, savagely mutilated with a knife. I'll get straight to the point, Louis. According to the initial elements at my disposal, you were the last person to see her alive.
Yes, last night we, Do you suspect me?
I want you to tell me everything that happened last night and leave nothing out. Tell me, how did the evening begin?
I was with Duchess Hillsborough.
Duchess Hillsborough and I were returning to our rooms when Elizabeth came up to us. She was in a state of panic and insisted that she needed to speak to me.
Can't
She
use
said
other
she
stuff
feared
yet.
for her life. I took my leave of the Duchess and followed Elizabeth to her room.
Continue.
She insisted we have a drink, without which she refused to confide anything.
What exactly did she want to speak about?
She thought she seen my mother. That bird in the background though. About her childhood with my mother.
She claimed she saw my mother the previous evening on the cliff, if I remember correctly.
Interesting. I will send someone as soon as possible. But do go on.
I refused to go on drinking with her. She already seemed drunk and her conversation became confused. So, then she ordered me to get out. only I'd stayed.
Don't blame yourself, Louis. How could you have known? But thank you for this new information.
Hey, buddy.
Louis,
I can't stay.
shan't hide
I'm
the fact
heading
that
to a
this
wedding.
Tragedy puts me
Just
in a very
wanted
delicate
to stop in
situation.
and show some
I cannot
support.
risk upsetting the
Good
smooth
luck with your
operation of our
stream.
next conference. But the case cannot remain
Oh,
unaddressed.
thanks, Glow. I appreciate it, bruh. Have fun at the
I
wedding.
must reassure my guests, and justice will be done.
Dang it, I missed
And
it.
for that to happen, I
Oh
must
my.
ask for your help.
Why's that?
You met
It was
Elizabeth.
something came up with a
You
time
spoke
limit,
together,
and I
believe.
missed it.
She trusted you.
Oh, I didn't select
Listen,
nothing.
Find out who could have committed this murder. I refuse to believe that one of my guests
Yes,
is
cutie.
murderer. I want to know who is responsible for this. And I trust you.
Go ahead, get
you
a
have my
pity in.
backing. You must stop at nothing. Can I count on you?
Of course. How would you like me to proceed?
Maybe you could start by going to the scene of the crime. Elizabeth was attacked in her room.
I feel like I want to start this over now because that just made me a little bit upset. I missed that. I didn't know what it was. Maybe you can start by going to the scene of the crime.
Can you tell me anything else about what happened?
Now, Louis, I wouldn't want to influence you. Get over there and form your own opinion.
Do you have any suspects in mind, my lord?
I spent most of the night talking with Sir Gregory and His Eminence Piaggi, so I think you can remove them from the list of suspects. Monsieur Bonaparte and President Washington left the party after midnight, I believe. They were tired and went up to bed.
Right. I'll get over there immediately.
Thank you, Louis. Now, once you've finished, come back and let me know your findings. I'll be waiting. And Louis, you've got permission to search through the guests' rooms. They've all been notified and they agree.
Oh, okay. Man. I don't know what it was I missed. Okay. Matter of fact, let me talk to Piaggi first before I go downstairs.
Your Eminence, I imagine that you've heard the news about Miss Adams.
What a tragedy, my son. How could such a thing have happened?
That's exactly what I'm trying to find out. Did you notice anything out of the ordinary last night?
I saw the young French soldier, Bonaparte, I believe, hanging around near Miss Adams' room. But I would not want to get an innocent man into trouble, Louis. It's probably nothing.
Not to worry, Your Eminence. If he is innocent, then he has nothing to fear. Do you know why Monsieur Bonaparte was hanging around her room
Mr.
like that?
Bonaparte.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised to learn that the dashing young soldier had become infatuated with a fragile young woman who looked a bit lost. But I don't think he got a very warm welcome.
Bonaparte and Adams? But they didn't even know each other, did they?
I couldn't say, Louis.
I couldn't say it, Louis.
But
Anything
if
else,
I
Your
were
Eminence?
you, my son, I would talk to Monsieur Perry. You remember how violently he set upon Miss Adams.
Oh, don't worry. He's on the list of suspects.
Alright. I'm still a little bit upset that I missed that, whatever that was. I could have got more information out of that. But it's okay. No, I'm not gonna restart it because I'm streaming and I don't want to just start over again. Would you go down the stairs? What the? No, I can. I was just too close on it. I forgot most of the buttons anyway. I need to. real quick. Take a quick look at the controls. This don't tell me nothing. Alright, never mind then. Alright, let's go. Resume. That's the map. Okay, right. I can't read. Yeah, because I got 3 other books that I can't open. I wonder why. I don't know. Maybe it's not related to the base one I have. But it's music. Oh, I thought I could run. Wait a minute. I could have sworn. There it is. I knew I can run. Got me tripping. Oh, he gonna run. What's up with this violin? Y'all too serious for me. We look around, make sure ain't nothing I need to. What room is this? I can't go in there, that's locked.
Monsieur Johann van Vulner.
I need to go to Adam's room first before I question everybody else. I need to go to her room and see what's in there. That's first things first. Talk to you for
Good day, Monsieur de Richet.
Mr. Vulner, are you looking for anything in particular? Next to Elizabeth's room?
No, nothing special.
What is he doing in the corner?
Has anyone told you that Elizabeth was killed last night?
Yes. Rumors spread quickly.
Gotta see if he
He
lying.
looks very put out.
It's horrible. How did it happen?
I can say nothing to you, sir. You'd better follow your host's instructions and stay in your quarters.
I shall leave you now, sir. I will return to my room.
Yeah, go to your room. What you doing out here by her room? Alright, time to investigate. Before I get to that body, let's check the stuff around.
Clock stopped at 3:54. If it was smashed during the murder, then I've just established the time of the crime.
If it was. Ollie's right. She was going insane. Why can't I see my reflection? I'm a vampire. What the? Where you come from, my boy?
Has Sir finished with this room?
No, I haven't gone over everything yet.
Sir may take his time. When Sir would like to leave, Sir has only to tell me.
Oh, so he opened the door for me. He's just sitting
My
there
dear
watching.
Elizabeth, I'm writing to inform you of some unfortunate news. We won't be able to meet as planned on the first Sunday of May. I've been told that you're no better, and, unfortunately, your brothers and I are absolutely snowed under by the work required to govern this new country. Please, excuse us. As soon as we can get free, even if it's just for a day, I promise we shall come and see you. Your loving father, John Adams. P.S. Don't hold it against your mother if she still isn't ready. Please don't judge her. I'm sure you'll be able to put all of this behind you one day.
Okay, a letter from her daddy. What is this over here? You know, check surrounding area before you get to the body.
A chest with a half-circle pattern.
Move away first. I'm gonna search the room. I might be able to find the key in here first before anything else. We don't know.
Huh. The talisman that I gave back to Elizabeth. I can't exactly say it brought her good luck.
Okay. Collect the coin. The talisman I gave back to her is in there.
Pentagram? What the hell's been going on here?
Logic. Cost reduced by 3. Yeah, I don't know occultism. Yeah.
I wonder if Elizabeth's death has anything at all to do with this pentagram. If a ritual went wrong and degenerated, Elizabeth would probably have been killed in the center of the pentagram, not 3 meters from here. That's strange.
That is strange.
Vials of laudanum.
Oh.
The label shows that this laudanum comes straight from America. I wonder if Washington's involved.
I ain't got that yet, so. They're straight from America. Get that royal jelly. I forgot what the royal jelly was. Hold on. I forgot most of the stuff is. Let me see. Next skill. This is free. Okay. Negative alterations. Restores 2 effort points. That's what royal jelly is. So I'm gonna leave that. I'm gonna save that as much as I possibly can. Anything else to look at over here? There's a blood stain on the wall. Hold on.
Blood spatter indicates that the murderer must have held Elizabeth upright during the attack. Even if Elizabeth wasn't very big, I doubt she wouldn't have put up a struggle. It takes tremendous strength to overpower someone like that.
Yeah, even if she is small, she would have been struggling, which means she was already had to been drugged. That is, she had to been already drugged, or she was just too drunk to fight back.
A notebook, written in Elizabeth's handwriting. It is written in a mix of several languages. Not too easy to work out.
Dang, linguistics or erudition. I have nothing. Dang. It just hurt my soul.
A novel of the initiation of a young woman into polite society. June 11th, 1791. My dear Elizabeth, your last letter gave me much cause for concern. Your words were so cold, as if emotions no longer matter to you. Father maintains that the secondary effects of your treatment still trouble you, but that they will soon subside. Should I believe him? I cling to the belief that We shall soon see each other again, at long last. Right soon. Your loving sister, Abigail. P.S. Don't forget to tell me what present you want.
Oh, whoa, 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 what's that? A gun, huh? Now it said she was stabbed, so why is it a pistol here?
Fairly new, I'd say. And judging by the weight of it, fairly light. A tribute engraved on the barrel. To the liberators of France. There's a few dried traces of blood on the grip. Difficult to know for sure how they got there.
Liberators of France, huh? Bonaparte?
It's extremely well maintained. The barrel is perfectly clean. It isn't loaded, and well, there's no traces of gunshot residue. I'd conclude that it hasn't been used recently. Right. I shall have to find its owner.
I bet you it's Bonaparte. Either that or it's that other dude. What is this?
November 1791. My dear sister, the cancellation of our reunion hit me like a stab to the heart. Father told me it was real, but I can't help but blame him.
This game is something else. I forgot how
he
good
claims
this
that
game
your
is.
condition is worsened, that it could be dangerous for both of
and
us.
then I need to play it
Only
a second
I knew
playthrough
where you were.
and redo some
Believe
different
me,
stuff.
I'd be at your side. I haven't received any news from you in a long time. Please write. Your loving sister, Abigail. P.S. I hope you like the enclosed talisman.
Okay.
August 24th, 1792. Elizabeth, I'm driven to despair and doubt there is any point in writing to you. I'm not even sure you'll receive my letters. Father controls my correspondence more and more. I am certain he filters our exchanges. Thankfully, one of the chambermaids is able to help me get my letters to you. But they still remain unanswered. I often think about you and pray every day to be able to hold you tight. We have so much time to make up. I beg you, answer
She's
me,
missing her sister.
please. Your loving sister, Abigail. P.S. That horrible woman came again yesterday. She spent a long time speaking with Father. I didn't understand everything because they spoke in French, but I'm sure they were talking about you.
That is curious. I wish I had the linguist and stuff. I don't have it. Oh, what's over there?
A piece of fabric. High quality at that. I'd say it's silk.
High quality silk.
By the texture and the gray hue, it must come from a dress, that kind that women of quality wear. Color doesn't correspond to Emily's black outfits, and Elizabeth doesn't have anything quite like this in her wardrobe. Let's take a closer look. It's a little dirty. It must come from the bottom of the dress where it touches the ground. I recognize that moire pattern. It's the same as the travel dress my mother was wearing when she left. But why the hell did she come into this room?
Uh-oh. Hopefully your mama didn't kill her. Okay, ain't nothing else over there. Man, this room toe up. Like, she been in here going crazy. Alright, now it's time to get over here to the body. Well, first, I did find a circle key. Looked at that already. Let's see if that's the key to this.
A chest with a half-circle pattern.
I ain't got the key. I guess just unlock it. Just use the lockpick.
An untutored hand copied these notes. Looks like a healing method. Well, that's a pity. The writing is barely legible.
I gotta get the other stuff unlocked. Alright, let's examine this stuff. Murder weapon.
The handprint on the handle is really small. I can't imagine a man with a hand that size. It must be from a woman's hand.
Alright. I analyzed it.
The blade is short and thin. Well sharpened, apparently. It's covered in blood. Still fresh.
Maybe it's a chance that she didn't get stabbed.
The lower part of the handle is unsullied by blood. The murderer gripped the weapon so tight that there's no blood where he held it. The handprint indicates a small and slender hand.
I think she was drugged and she died from something else, but then stabbed afterward to elude how she
bottle
died.
of wine.
I can't analyze the smell. They make it harder.
Same thing Elizabeth served me last night. Still just as disgusting. I don't know what's happened to this wine, but it's undrinkable.
Oh, I'm sad.
Knocked over bottle of wine.
Wait a minute, I just did that. I wish I could analyze the smell. Let's see.
Poor girl bled to death. Whoever left that footprint has boats for feet. That's at least a size 15. Where's a size like that here? Peru? Washington, maybe.
Click again. Examine it closely. Yeah, I think she was drugged and then they stabbed her afterwards to try to cover up the drug and stuff. Her eyes a little bit too red.
There are numerous marks on the body. She must have fought like a lion. It couldn't have happened without a lot of noise. There are also a number of old scars. People who scar themselves in this way generally do so to relieve some kind of psychological suffering. By trying to master the pain, they establish their self-control.
Interesting. Oh, I can't examine the tattoo. Yeah. Return to the arm.
Scarring. Ugh. Scarring isn't very regular, but they're mostly from old cuts.
Return to the body. Let's examine the hand.
No wounds, but blood on the right hand. Nothing on the left except that
tattooed symbol. No marks or bruising around the wrists.
They're vigilant.
It doesn't look like she was tied up or held by force.
Return to the body. Let's see. Let's examine the legs.
No trace of blows on the legs. The direction of the blood streaks caused by the wounds to the thorax show that she was standing when she lost blood. This proves that she was standing when she was assassinated. Possibly held by someone or something. More tattoos, similar to those on the rest of her body.
I ain't got science. Sexual assault. Yeah, that's a possibility too. Okay, upper body.
I count no fewer than 9 wounds on the thorax, with a lot of blood. On first sight, I'd say that's what caused her death. It looks as though the wounds were inflicted from a precise angle, as if the murderer was standing behind Elizabeth.
It might have been sexual assault.
Some of these tattoos are veritable works of... What's that? The skin between her breasts is different. Bloody hell! This tattoo was drawn on a page of leather and stitched onto her skin.
What?
Probably during childhood. If the scars are anything to go by, it's the same kind of tattoo as on the rest of her body.
That's messed up. Let's examine the head at last. Let's see.
I see no sign of bruising on the skull. The only clue is a scar from a previous craniectomy. Poor Elizabeth, she must have been very young when she went through all that. That's torture. She also has old scars around the neck, maybe mutilations.
Examine her
She
nose.
bled from the nose. There's signs of bleeding, but I don't see any traces of bruising. There's signs of bleeding, but I don't see any traces of bruising.
Turn to the head. Examine the mouth.
What a strange smell.
I know that smell. Dang it. Okay, I examined everything. Male or female? Jeff. Geoff.
Has Sir finished with this room?
Yes, I'm done.
I know enough now. Thank you.
Very well, sir. Sir may return whenever need be. I shall guard the door.
I don't tamper with no evidence, bro, while I'm gone. Let's go to my journal. Okay. Who knows? It's a chance that okay. Let's see. What are them negative alterations? Because I smelled that stuff. You know what? Let me go ask this dude up in here first. Vaultner. Because he was just all up over here. It's a nice size room, player. Got a forgotten coin. Collect the coin. Alright. You got the same type of clock.
The signs of obscurantism.
Oh, we got some royal jelly. I use one of those royal jellies. Get 2 more of that. Okay, it's another book. What is this? What is this on this parchment? What is what? Whoa. Time out.
The Sorrows of Young Werther. There's a handwritten text signed by von Werner on this first page. Dear Elizabeth, I know that this book is but a small token compared to the delightful moments you gave me, but I hope that this will nonetheless keep the memory alive. Your ever-obedient servant. So, Werner had a relationship with Elizabeth. But that's hardly surprising given his fondness for the occult.
Haha.
Golden elixir.
Golden elixir.
A chest locked with a 4-letter code. Surely a word close to the owner's heart.
Move away. We'll figure that out later.
The alchemist is a young man.
The alchemist is a young man. That man look old in that paint. I really do want to get what's in this box
Chest
now.
locked with a 4-letter code. Surely a word close to the owner's heart.
ZLO. F-I-E. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm trying something. A-M-N. XGC, huh? Why did I spell lean? I'm gonna move away. I'll find it out later. I know I will. I'm gonna have to find it out later. Ain't nothing else around in here, right? Oh, what's that up there?
Carmelite water. They say that if you drink this, it gives you a real boost. The signs of the zodiac.
The signs of the zodiac, huh? Okay. Maybe I'm thinking too much into that. Okay, that was something that was already in this room, but ain't nothing you gotta do with him. He didn't put it up. What else in this room before I start talking to you?
Amber crystals.
Amber crystals.
The alchemist is an old man.
Look exactly the same with a longer beard. You know what? I ain't got time for that. The devil's stone. The devil's stone. Stone. Why that light so bright? I'm about to cry. Alright, anything else in here that's worthwhile before I talk to you, son? That's all I'm worried about. Make sure you ain't got no secret letters in here. Well, what's that shining? What's that glitching? Collect the coin. Alright, come on, Volna.
What can I do for you, Riche?
Monsieur, Lord Mortimer has appointed me to investigate the tragedy that befell us last night.
Oh, yes. It's horrible. Yes. How can I help, monsieur?
Excuse me for asking, but did you know Miss Adams?
Oh, she... not really, to tell the truth. No.
I found the Werther dedication, signed by your hand, monsieur. Would you like to change your version now?
Be careful, Riche. Don't push your luck. My relationship with Miss Adams was pure, and has nothing to do with you. Continue playing the detective as you see fit. But if I find the bastard who did that to Elizabeth, I will...
Yes! I would have preferred a simple response, but I see I have my answer now.
How long did the relationship last? Was your relationship over? Did you love her?
Please, tell me a little more about the nature of your relationship.
That is a personal matter, monsieur.
Yes, that is true. So, tell me.
All right. It was passion. That's why we couldn't stay together. It scared her.
I get the impression that your romance was over. Am I right?
So? What does it matter to you? I would never have attacked her, if that's what you're insinuating.
Who put an end to the relationship? You or her?
It was her. was her. But what does that matter? We both agreed.
Exactly how long had you been seeing her?
I have no reason to answer you.
Yes,
I
you do.
see. Is that what you want me to tell Lord Mortimer when he asks what I found out?
It's only been a few weeks.
A few weeks, huh?
You loved her, didn't you?
That is none of your damn business.
Your feelings betray you, sir.
So what? Yes. I loved her, like a moth loves the flame of a candle. That's why we could never be together.
Where were you last night?
In my room. I read a few ancient manuscripts before going to bed. But I didn't stay up long. I was tired.
Thank you kindly.
Okay.
We finished. I'll have a look around and then take my leave.
Do whatever you have to do.
I still want to find out what that code is. I might just sit here and try to figure it out. I might be able to just figure
Chest
it out.
locked with a 4-letter code. Surely a word close to the owner's heart.
Close to the heart. Lizo. Good job. L-E. G-X-G-U-X-C. Man. That's weird. Okay. Let's see. Third letter. There's so many combinations, it'll be hard to figure it out. There's code. I don't know. He said it might be something dear to his heart. So I'm trying to figure out Volna. Yes. But let's see. They don't correspond with the letters. That's what I have not found out. But they must find out. I do not know. I don't know. I I have to look here. Let me see.
The Sorrows of Young Werther. There's a handwritten text signed by von Werner on this first page. Dear Elizabeth, I know that this book is but a small token compared to the delightful moments you gave me, but I hope that this will nonetheless keep the memory alive. Your ever-obedient servant. So, Volner had a relationship with Elizabeth. But that's hardly surprising given his fondness for the occult.
Yeah, it don't.
The Sorrows of Young
I don't
Werther.
know.
There's a handwritten text signed by von Werner on this first page. Dear Elizabeth, I know that this book is but a small token compared to the delightful moments you gave me, but I hope that this will nonetheless keep the memory alive. Your ever-obedient servant. So, Volner had a relationship with Elizabeth. But that's hardly surprising given his fondness for the occult.
Sorrows of Young Werther.
A chest locked with a 4-letter code. Surely a word close to the owner's heart.
That's crazy. This is crazy. The end is on now. Hold on. Am I tripping? I'm gonna try it one more time, then I'm gonna move on. Nope. Oh well. I had the knowledge of difficult occultism. I'll figure it out later. Let's move on out of this room. Be this way. That door is locked. That's what more of my stuff is upstairs. What is this?
The Quorum Guide.
Rules of decent behavior, Golden elixir.
few leaves out of an old encyclopedia.
Finding all these books. Alright, I'm supposed to be looking for the next room. What room is this?
Sir Jacques Peru?
Come on, Jacques Peru. Let's investigate you next. Jacques Peru. I walked in your room. You got
what do you want from me, de Richet?
Greetings. It's fallen to me
Cut
that...
the crap! Get to the point. We both know why you're here.
And have you got anything to tell me?
What does it matter? It's too late anyway. Do what you have to do and get out.
He doesn't look well.
It's never too late, sir. If you have something to say, now is the time.
You don't understand. Everything's already written. It's over.
Why is he behaving like the perfect culprit?
What is it that's already written? I'm not sure I follow you.
No, you don't.
Let's just search his room real quick.
A pattern with 4 circles.
What is you doing? Stop it. I'm taking all
Dear
this stuff.
Monsieur Peru, I'm writing to thank you for the funds you sent. These funds will be crucial for the renovation of the western wing of the orphanage. The children you sent are doing marvelously well, and little Pierre will soon be walking.
What, before
Some of them
this?
still sometimes suffer nightmares about their parents.
Von
on the scaffold,
Waldner.
but I expect they will cease in due course. Should
It's,
you decide to send us more,
German, I think.
please note
Russian.
that another 20 beds will soon be ready. The children and myself will never thank you enough. Long live the Republic. Long live France. Sister Marie-Hélène.
I have no space left. I'll retrieve it later.
What?
I have no space left. I'll retrieve it later.
I got no space. What you mean I ain't got? What you mean you ain't got no space, playboy? All these slots. I have no space left. You got space left. Well, how do we make space then, player? Cause you look like you got space to me, but you just be at all booty.
Dear Monsieur Peru,
I have no space left.
Oh.
I'll retrieve it later.
The Carmelite water. That's what's for. Huh?
Dear Monsieur Peru,
All right. I've retrieved everything.
Alright, hold on. I'll go back.
the massacre of the innocents
We ain't supposed to be
by
looking up
Rubens.
nothing.
A bit gloomy. Guess my room is not that bad. Great. Honey.
I don't know. See, that calls for me to just talk to him regularly. I probably would have found out something before all this happened.
The Massacre of the Innocents, but by Van Harlem.
Yeah,
think
that's
that
what I
Mortimer
was
likes
trying
to
to
play
do.
mind games with his guests.
I don't know if we shall meet again. Yeah, but I didn't want to waste too much time just sitting on it while I'm on the stream. I wanted to keep moving. I don't know if we shall meet again. At this point in time, I am a prisoner, snared by my own decision. You must be protected. My future is lost without you. You can still be saved. No matter how much bitterness you hold against me, you must know that I made a pact with the devil, who I thought I could master. I thought I knew the monsters, but what I did for Francis is nothing compared to what they are capable of doing. Now I can't see any way out. The jaws are closed upon me. I love you now and forever. Who is that for? Yeah, but he from France too. I believe so. Yeah, I believe so. Gotta remember, it's been a while. I got the same clock in the room. You got fruit and towels all over the floor. What was he in here doing? Why he got the good blue bed? Oh, man. You know he too big for that tub, though. I ain't going. What's this?
Dear friend, please come and join us. We must meet about the ongoing operations in Paris. A boat will be waiting for you in Calais and will take you to Dover in England. From there, a carriage will take you to the port of Tintagel, where a frigate will be waiting for you and other guests, so you can meet up with me on my island as quickly as possible. I await your arrival. Lord William Mortimer.
Records of the police. Notes intended for the police lieutenant of Paris. It's a list of people under surveillance in Paris. And there's some well-known names on it. This is valuable information. This shouldn't be lying around.
Discovered his vulnerability. So I discovered a vulnerability of him, huh? Johann Christoph von Wallner. Where is he at? There you go, Jack. He's Peru. Psychology. Alrighty. Time to unlock bookworm. Alright, let's go question this man. I believe that's everything in here.
Dear Monsieur Peru.
All right. I've retrieved everything.
Wait a minute, get that coin. Collect the coin. Talk to you for a minute.
All right. Have you finished?
No.
Not quite. I'd like you to answer a few questions.
It's manipulation. I ain't got it.
I'd like to talk about the letter you're writing. What woman is it addressed to?
Who says it's a woman? I'm not saying any more. There's no point you insisting. All right. Have you finished?
Not quite. I'd like you to answer
Why
a few
he
questions.
just, you know what? He's so stubborn.
I know you were at the scene. We will save a lot of time if you just tell me what happened.
You know nothing at all.
Enlighten me then. For now, I have your footprint in a pool of blood.
That's right. The only thing you can prove is one of my boots was at the scene. Congratulations. You've wrapped up the investigation.
He's so cocky. I can't stand him.
All right. Have you finished?
So he admitted his boot is
Not
down.
quite. I'd like you to answer a few questions. You were armed the night of my arrival. Can I see your weapon?
No.
You do realize you're not helping, don't you? You're making it worse for yourself. Let's get right to it. Are you Elizabeth Adams' murderer?
That is for you to prove, if I'm not mistaken, boy. You weren't expecting me to do all the legwork for you, were you? Lazy man.
Hear that.
I'd like to talk about the letter you're writing. What woman is it addressed to?
Who says it's a woman? I'm not saying any more. There's no point you insisting.
He getting on my nerve. He is getting on
All
my
right.
nerve.
Have you
Oh my
finished?
goodness.
Not quite. I'd like you to answer a few questions.
So I found that is in
Goodbye, sir. We shall meet again.
Probably.
What other room is that?
Monsieur Napoleon Bonaparte.
Monsieur Napoleon Bonaparte. Alright, let's check his room out.
Devil's Thorn. I'll keep it. The Prince by Machiavelli. A perfect read for anyone with a surfeit of ambition. That might come in handy.
Okay, his immunity is politics. Okay. Man, his immunity is convictions and politics. I need to find out what his weakness is, I swear. Why this is on? Hold on.
Monsieur de Richet, please be quick. We are both very busy.
As any good soldier would, I imagine you own a firearm. May I see it?
Oh, well, if you really want to, here is my pistol. Don't worry, it is not loaded.
Do you have several of these?
In Corsica, oui, but not on me when I am traveling. Only a bandit would carry such an arsenal.
Thank you. Someone saw you not far from the victim's room. Can you tell me what you were doing exactly, please?
I can tell you that someone is an idiot. I wanted to warn her to be careful. You see, on the night of my arrival, I saw someone leaving her room in haste, and I wanted to speak to her, to warn her. Unfortunately, the young lady slipped through my fingers each time. Now I know why. She had every reason to be worried. What an idiot I was not to insist. I could have helped her.
I've been studying him for a while now, and I don't think he was lying. Yet, I'm surprised how easy it was for me to read him. It must surely be his military side. I wish they all could be like that. My investigation would be finished already. Did you hear about young Elizabeth?
Indeed, it is deeply regrettable.
Lord Mortimer asked me
I
to-
know. You no doubt want to know my alibi. I spent the night downstairs playing cards.
Who with?
Can you tell me who was present at the game, please?
Well, there were Lord Mortimer, President Washington, and Sir Gregory.
Thank you.
Ah, and His Eminence Piaget as well. Excuse me, I nearly forgot him. Poor soul.
Did you notice anything unusual during the evening?
Nothing at all. Except the luck of the devil of Lord Mortimer and Sir Gregory at cards.
Did they win much?
Oh la la, monsieur, they cleaned us out more like. But I plan on getting it all back.
Oh la la, monsieur.
Did any of you leave during the game?
Not that I know of, monsieur. I didn't exactly spend my time noting the other guests' comings and goings, but I don't think so.
Thank you. What time did the game end?
I can't say exactly. As for me, I must have stayed until midnight. I was exhausted, couldn't think straight, so I preferred to go up to bed.
On your way up to bed, did you notice anything out of the ordinary?
Questionable.
No, not in the least. The whole manor was sound asleep.
Not really. No.
Not really, no.
Well, have we finished, monsieur?
Exactly. Thanks again for all your answers. Good day.
I had to finish looking through the room.
The Battle of Alexander at Issus, or how Alexander the Great triumphed over King Darius. Yet another one with delusions of grandeur.
What a sword.
It's a beautiful weapon. Levi damask blade. It's marked with the initials of the manufacturer in Versailles.
He got too many immunities.
It's a beautiful weapon. My dearest son, I'm writing to implore you to act quickly. The situation is rapidly worsening here. Paoli continues to steer our motherland, Corsica, toward open warfare between France and England. His men are everywhere. We are obliged to go into hiding and are unable to remain in the same place for more than 2 days.
Mother right.
I wouldn't be surprised if they targeted us. Make haste, my son. You hold our destiny in your hands. Your loving mother, Maria Letizia Bonaparte. It's Carmelite water. They say that if you drink this, it gives you a real boost.
Hi, Glow Hazarine.
What's going on, Ruby Red? How you doing? Glow is actually not in the stream anymore. He stopped in for a second. If he were, I know he would say hi. That Carmelite water, pick that up.
Not much was this.
They say that if you drink this, it gives you a real boost.
This is called The Council. This is a good game, like a mystery game episode, 5-part episode stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm on episode 2 now.
Decoré with a cockade. It must belong to a French soldier.
I did stream the first beginning when I first did it. Played it. It's under the playlist called The Council. Under my playlist. So if you want to check out the first parts I did, episode 1, you can.
Oh, that's cool.
Collect the coins. What else you got here? Oh, get that here. Give me that golden elixir, boy.
Vercingetorix throws down his arms at the feet of Julius Caesar by Royer, 2 great army chiefs.
What this letter
My
is?
dear Napoleon, as previously agreed, I would like to ask you to join us in January on my island to participate in the High Society meeting organized for the occasion. We shall be able to continue our discussion about our project for a new order for France. I have a proposition to make to you concerning your wish to put a strong leader at the head of France. I trust you to be discreet as to your coming. See you soon, Lord William Mortimer.
Discreet, huh?
There's just one holster in Bonaparte's gear, and the pistol is missing. On the other hand, his cleaning equipment is in mint condition. That's typical of the soldier in him.
He showed me his weapon. I think it really is what's the name's weapon anyway.
French actor Talma's Nero in Britannicus, the last emperor of the Caesar dynasty.
Boy, that shadow just scared me. Alright, let's get out this man room. I believe I'm finished. There's nothing else in here.
That sounds like my type of game.
Oh yeah, man, this game is good so far, man. I ain't played it in so long. It's been a long time since I played it, so I'm trying to continue where I left off
I
at.
finally finished Resi 7.
Congratulations, my brother, on that completing of RE7. Okay, I guess I have to go downstairs. There ain't any more rooms up here. Aha, it is. Emily Hillsborough.
Duchess Emily Hillsborough.
Now you know I'm about to
I'm
go ahead
going
and
for the platinum.
get that platinum, bro. Get that platinum. About to go question the chesticles woman. I'll search her room before I question her, cause she's sneaky.
King George III in coronation.
I live in the UK.
Nice touch for the room of an English duchess.
You live in the UK? I never knew that. I thought you was in the USA. I'm in the USA. I didn't know you was in the UK. That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Ruby Red is from the UK. I didn't know that.
Dear E, I received your last
I try to do
letter.
a UK accent every time I
Unfortunately,
can.
the Crown informed the Golden
not
Order
very good
that
at
our
it.
mission
Try.
should under no circumstances hamper Sir Gregory's plans. Decidedly, they have support from the highest level in Buckingham Palace. So here we both are, hands and feet tied,
catnip
and little
children.
room to maneuver. Keep me abreast of events. Our mission is becoming more complicated. Yours, E. T.S. The French chapter of the Order doesn't appear to know anything about the arrival of our friend Sarah. I therefore cannot comment
What is
on
you
it.
doing?
However, my guess is
Get
that
off
she is
slow.
coming
Leave them
for
alone while they
personal
doing all that.
reasons.
Alright. I better stop that wrestling if I hurt y'all. Another book? I'm finding all these books, man.
Grammar of Port-Royal.
Port-Royal.
The artistry of the French language in all its splendor. Whoever masters French commands the world. At least une partie of it.
Une partie of it. This letter I just
Dear
read.
E, I received your last letter. Unfortunately.
Yeah. Can't go out there. Let's walk around here. There she go. There go Chesticles. I'll talk to her later. Golden elixir for Miss Eliza's
A
birthday.
letter from William Pitt the Younger, addressed to Emily. He's the present Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. Emily has indeed some powerful backers.
Madam, thank you for consoling the Queen. The King's situation is worsening,
Listening.
but I wager he'll
wager
recover
he'll
from
recover
this
from
present
present
fit. Next time you speak with Her Majesty the Queen, would you please be so kind as to ask her to look into my petition to raise taxes with the King? I will personally see to it that our nation will recover from this impasse. But King George's mental situation is slowing down our decision-taking. Thank you in advance for all your help. William Pitt, Prime Minister of the United Kingdom of Great Britain.
Wow.
A byzant from the Byzantine Empire. A coin often used during the St. Louis era.
She got a lot of stuff in here. Hold on. Duchess. You can inform King George of the Holy Father's backing. We shall assist you with financing the recruitment of regiments of immigrant royalists to fight against France. Your friend, His Eminence, Giuseppe Piaggi. Piaggi.
Two coils circle the lock.
Subterfuge, baby. Lock and pick.
Dear Gregory, thank you for the information. I've managed to find out about the names you gave me. George Washington is a man you can trust. In spite of his obvious talent for politics, he has remained upright and honest. On the other hand, as you may well know, he is already doing business with Lord Mortimer. It will be more difficult to approach him. Napoleon Bonaparte was unknown to me until today. He's a passionate young French soldier for whom Mortimer predicts a promising future. Take heed. He is a man of conviction, which to my mind makes him potentially dangerous. As for Sarah de Richet, what more is there to say? You already know each other. She was apparently invited by Lord Mortimer about an ongoing matter in Paris that concerns a receiver in stolen art. See you soon. Duchess Emily Hillsborough.
I have no space left. I'll retrieve it later.
You gonna give me that Carmelite water, bro? I'm gonna take one.
Dear
You gonna give me
Gregory.
that?
All right. I've retrieved everything.
Alright. I read that already. What else she got over here? She got too much stuff.
A devil's thorn, to be used to uncover the best disguised traits.
That negativity off there.
A devil's thorn, to be used to uncover the best disguised traits. A letter from William Pitt the Elder, addressed to Emily. He was the English Prime Minister. This letter dates from 15 years ago now.
15 years
Madam,
ago.
I shall never thank you enough for all your care and attention. I shall be indebted to you until my last breath. If you have any request of me, you only need ask. With regards to my son William, I shall never thank you enough for looking after him. You know the latter's preferences, and you will understand he needs you desperately. For that, and as agreed with Queen Charlotte, our friend Duke Hillsborough will carry out his task and meet with you within 6 months. From then on, you'll be free from want. Yours sincerely, William Pitt, Count of Chatham.
So she might not even be a real Hillsborough. That seems interesting. Is that an origami dog? What? I guess it's time to question the chesticles. Turn around. Okay.
What can I do for you, Louis?
I've come to see you about last night's tragedy. Did you hear anything about what happened to Elizabeth?
Yes, we all did. Rumors spread quickly, you know. How awful. I didn't know her well, but I hope at least the poor thing didn't suffer too much.
Vulnerability.
Death came quickly. You can be assured of that.
If such a senseless act can happen here, then none of us is truly safe anywhere. Lord Mortimer must be mortified that one of his guests could have committed such an act, don't you think?
He is indeed very upset about it. It's only natural after such a violent murder.
Violent? What do you mean?
Elizabeth was stabbed 9 times.
Oh my God, Louis. How awful. The murderer must have had a serious grudge against her, To set upon her like that, it must have been a crime of passion. Do you know what happened exactly?
In fact, Lord Mortimer has asked me to look into this case.
Really? Are you Lord Mortimer's snoop now?
I'm doing it for Elizabeth, not to please Mortimer.
Good for you. Quite right, too. Have you found out anything?
Did you and Elizabeth get to know each other?
I must admit, Louis, I didn't take much interest in her. I feel a bit guilty about it, but I never actually spoke to her. She seemed burdened by her problems, and as she wasn't invited to the conference, I didn't really seek her out.
I'm now interviewing all the guests to establish the alibis for each person. Just so that I can cross you off the list of suspects, can you tell me what you were doing on the night of the murder?
Am I given to understand that I'm on the list of suspects?
Don't take it the wrong way, but I must consider every possibility.
Well, if you absolutely wanted to be sure of my activities that evening, you only had to join me, you know.
I know, Emily. Especially since I couldn't prevent the murder, even though I spent part of the evening with Elizabeth.
You're sure it's not too hard to bear for you?
The fact is, I don't have a choice. But I will find the murderer. I owe Elizabeth that, at least.
Man, I wish I would have went with her last night. Oh, man.
I hear you were in discussions with the Holy See.
Oh, either His Eminence can't keep his tongue from wagging, or you've been poking your nose where you shouldn't, sir.
Even so, Emily, you're raising a royalist army. That's no small matter.
And you are straying from the subject. Is there anything else you wanted to ask me?
We've found the murder weapon.
What is it?
A dagger, quite slim.
Have you found its owner?
Not yet. Still searching as it happens. That said, since a blade penetrated the body several times, the murderer's hand will have been covered in blood.
You think that's a clue?
The handprint was a very slender hand, Emily. Probably that of a woman.
Do you realize what that means? There are only 3 of us on the island. Bearing in mind that neither my sister nor myself had any reason to set upon the young lady, that means...
I know, Emily. I know.
Keep up your courage, Louis. I'm sure there's an explanation. You're bound to shed some light on it all.
If what you say is true, Emily, I'm less and less enthusiastic about shedding any light on the subject. I found a torn piece of dress in Miss Adams' room. Gray silk.
Where's it from?
That's what I'm trying to find out. The color doesn't match any of Elizabeth's dresses, but I might not have found all of her clothes yet.
Good Lord, Louis, Do you realize what this means? If this piece of dress isn't from Elizabeth, then it's... I don't have any grey silk dresses, Louis. Neither does my sister, since we wear the same clothes.
Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to check with you.
I'm so sorry, Louis.
Thank you.
Are you all right? You know, I'm sure there's a good reason why your mother was at the scene.
Thank you, Emily.
Thank you, Emily. Dang, I wish I had diversion unlocked.
I won't keep you, Emily. Thank you for answering my questions.
See you, Louis.
Alright. She down, she done. Man, I could have been in this room last night hitting the skins. But what did I do?
Amber crystals.
At least had that many out. 246. I could have been in there hitting the skins. Now, is that all of them, though? No.
Duke Manuel Godoy.
Can't go in there. Duke Manuel Godoy. Okay. He might not be here. Duke Manuel Godoy. And it's mine.
Huh. That's me.
Can't go in there. 'Cause I'm not a suspect. Well, I'm a suspect, but I'm not a suspect. I know what I got in my room.
Monseigneur, His Eminence Cardinal Piaggi.
Right, he said he was with the Piaggi, so he ain't no point in getting him. And that don't lead to nothing, I guess. I guess I need to head downstairs. I think I done been to every room up here on the second floor.
President George Washington.
I haven't been to George Washington room. Sure haven't. Let's get on George, see what George been doing.
The map of Vermont.
I'm finding a whole bunch of stuff. Map of Vermont. Why? What is that noise? Oh, he over there standing in the window. Why you got the good desk in your room, bruh?
My dear George, I'd like to invite you to join me as planned at my place. I have a project to show you. It is time that the United States played a more important role on the world stage. I understand your reluctance of playing with fire. I know your new country is very young.
Okay, you're welcome. Your friend William.
It looks like a note between Emily and Washington about trade deals.
No, I can't decipher the letter. I need politics. God. Most of the stuff, skills, hold me back. It really does hold me back.
A map of Connecticut.
A map of Connecticut and Vermont. Now, why those two?
A map of Massachusetts.
Connecticut, Vermont, and Massachusetts, huh? Dang, I hit the wrong thing. Dang it.
Carmelite water. They say that if you drink this, it gives you a real boost.
Quick.
Portrait of George Washington.
Portrait of himself. Royal jelly. I don't think he really got nothing in his room too much. Man, he ain't really got nothing. Unlike everybody else. The one with Emily, I can't even look at because I ain't got the skill for it. I'm trying to be a detective.
Mr. President, you can guess why I'm here.
Of course.
Lord Mortimer has sent me to ask you a few questions about last night.
It's... How am I going to tell Elizabeth's father that she's dead?
I know, Mr. President. I shall endeavor to find out the truth about this tragedy. I must ask you to help me,
though.
Please.
Find the degenerate pig who did this, Louis.
Supposedly.
Are you all right, Mr. President? Are you feeling all right?
Oh, don't worry. It's this rotten toothache. What do you expect? I'm no spring chicken now.
Laudanum.
Were you aware that Elizabeth took laudanum?
Yes. She came to ask me for some. She had finished her reserve, I believe.
Do you take it regularly, Mr. President?
Unfortunately, I do, Louis. I still suffer from a terrible toothache, and it's not likely to get any better.
It's just for that, then?
I don't think so.
Old age, my young friend. I don't wish it upon you, but you'll soon see. At my age, it's rare to have no problems in that domain.
And do you take a lot?
A moderate amount, Louis. Only the dosage indicated on the prescription of my doctor.
Were you aware that Elizabeth took laudanum?
Yes. She came to ask me for
Say it
some.
again.
She had finished her reserve, I believe.
Did she tell you why she was so desperate to get some, Mr. President?
She said she had terrible migraines that wouldn't go away.
More likely for the voices she heard, not the migraines.
Ah, okay.
Tell me, Mr. President, had you spoken to Elizabeth since your arrival? You know her father. You thought she was dead.
No, I didn't. And I believe I'll be taking my remorse with me to my grave. I wanted to, but I didn't know where to begin.
You can't blame yourself. You couldn't have known that her days were numbered.
Unless he did know.
Mr. President, we found a footprint at the scene of the crime.
Not a dress shoe, I hope. That's all I wear.
No, rest assured. It looks like the print of a big ankle boot. A large size, I'd say.
Perfect. That should help you, Louis. It's a clue.
Nobody told you to turn your back on me.
Louis.
Nobody told you to turn. I wasn't done. It don't matter. He wasn't. I wasn't finished.
Do you know if she had
enemies,
Mr. President?
Not that I know of. I heard about her altercation with Mr. Perry, but that case was closed, if I'm not mistaken. But if in doubt, I wouldn't leave any door unopened. And I'd go and question your fellow countrymen.
Don't worry. Countryman or not, I'm not letting anybody slip through the cracks. Do you know why she came to the island?
To get help, if I'm not mistaken. Isn't that right?
Indeed. Sir Gregory suggested to her father that he introduce her to Lord Mortimer to see if he could help her. It would appear that she wasn't invited to the conference.
That doesn't surprise me. The poor girl was in no way concerned by our business, and she had no political clout.
So, I don't understand why Sir Gregory invited her during the conference of his good friend Lord Mortimer. He must have realized that he wouldn't have much time to grant her. Preparing a conference does not seem an easy task. On the evening of our arrival, Lord Mortimer didn't even welcome us, what with his being so busy and all.
Yes, you're right, Louis. I didn't think of that. It is indeed rather surprising. The easiest thing to do is simply ask him, you know.
Of course.
Alright, that's it. I'm done. Now I'm done.
I shan't keep you any longer, Mr. President.
I shan't keep you
free, Louis. If there's anything I can do, just ask.
Thank you, Mr. President.
I shan't keep you any longer. Alright, that's George's room. I can't do with that letter right now, but who knows? We'll see what happens if I can go back in. George's room. Man, this place big. I feel like I've been running around here for like 18 years. Alright, this is okay. Now it's time to go downstairs. My point exactly. Now it's time to go downstairs because I'm done. What? Oh, I can't go downstairs. I'm a go back to Johan's room. I'm gonna show you what the letters are, since you want to see them, wifey.
A chest locked with a 4-letter code. Surely a word close to the owner's heart.
For the first letter, you got L-I-Z and O. Matter of fact, I need to write these down real quick. I probably can figure it out if I write it down. Oh, let's see about this. I probably can figure this out. I done figured out worse puzzles. I should be able to figure this out. I done figured out puzzles that don't make no sense at all. So let's get to puzzling. Alright. It's 4 letters. For number 1, for the first letter, you got L-I-Z and O. For number 2, for the second letter, the choices are F, P, I, and E. For the third, let's return. For the third letter, it's N, O, A, M. For the fourth letter, G, U, X, C. Okay. Now, for the first letter, L, C, O. L, I. No. Oh. It's not Elizabeth. Cause ain't no B. Yeah, it's 4 letters. I wrote down all the letters that they use. I got that for the first letter. I got all of them written down. For the second, I got all of them written down. For the third, I got all of them written down. So, and so on. So I'm trying to figure out what it possibly could be, because there could be some extra information in there that I need for the case. Well, it might spell out something. It might be an acronym. It's a chance. L-I-Z-O, F-P-I-E, A-M, G-U-X-C. P. Too many combinations. Let's see here.
The alchemist is an old man.
Alchemist. The alchemist, huh? Alchemist. Sometimes the pictures be 1,000 words. Everybody's pictures in the rooms are different to what they like. The alchemical.
A table of alchemical symbols. Someone circled the zinc symbol.
Oh my god.
A chest locked with a 4-letter
Why didn't I
code.
think of that?
Surely a word close to the owner's heart.
Why didn't I think of it? Zinc. Added inventory, mysterious note. What mysterious note? I don't know, it'll be it's probably one of these. It said 2 or 4 now. So that might be one of those. I can't read it. Hi, not. Yeah, probably later. I thought it was something of importance to the case. But, okay, I need to go back upstairs. To Lord Mortimer. Go back up the stairs. Batman. Bruce Wayne, he's Sherlock Holmes' ancestor. Let me stop playing. That's a long way down, my boy. I thought I was gonna fall down there. I was about to be like, no. Nothing else. Oh, wait, there's some stuff in here to look at. Oh, is this a book or something? Add this inventory. Alright. What is this?
The Nightmare painted by Fuseli in 1781.
Bird though. I bet you this bird gonna come in handy sooner or later. I feel it. That jelly. That jelly.
I've come to speak about the findings of the investigation, my lord.
I'm listening, Louis.
I'm sorry, my lord, but I don't have any evidence conclusive enough to allow me to name the culprit with certitude.
Really? I see.
Well, that's your decision, Louis, and I accept it. Given the distinguished guests and the sensitive political issues involved at the conference, I trust you'll leave me to conclude the case in my own way. Right. It's time we spoke about your mother, Louis.
She isn't missing, you know.
What? What do you mean?
My mother has left traces in every nook and cranny of your island, my lord. She's definitely here. Now, what worries me most is why she doesn't show herself.
That doesn't make me feel any better, Louis.
What was the official reason why my mother came to your island?
I knew about your mother's activities, and yours, in the Golden Order. I thought we had everything to gain by working together.
You mean the canon deal with Monsieur Bonaparte?
Among others, yes. How did you hear about that?
Monsieur Bonaparte came to speak to me about it yesterday, during lunch.
I see. So impetuous. He was supposed to let me speak to you about it first. Our friend Napoleon desperately needed financial backing to properly equip his army. I took it upon myself to back him because I have a firm conviction that he can go far.
We shall see. However, there's one thing that surprises me.
We shall see. Do my mother sell arms? Why help a lieutenant?
Isn't Bonaparte a bit young to deserve so much attention?
Well, you come straight to the point. I like that. Indeed, if you knew just how much you remind me of him. Trust me, I'll wager that Monsieur Napoleon will soon prove himself. I'm working on it, at least. Once this deal was closed, I had big plans for Sarah.
Such as what?
You see, I've invited several influential figures on my island to present them with a project at the conference. It will be presented later today. I thought that the Golden Order had a role to play. And I still think so. I was hoping Sarah would be able to join us.
I see.
Indeed, if by chance your mother decided not to return to us before the conference, would you do me the great honor of attending? If only to follow the deliberations while waiting for her to duly take her seat.
Why not? We shall see.
Thank you so much. In this way, you'll be able to keep your mother informed of what he said. There's something else I'd like to briefly go over. Earlier, you asked me the official reason for your mother's presence here. Is there an off-the-record reason why your mother came here?
If only my mother had trusted me, but she remained very mysterious. I'd have been delighted to answer your question.
Is this usual for her?
As head of the Order, secrets are her bread and butter, as you can imagine. That said, it's the first time she hasn't let me in on the reason for her trip. And it intrigues me, to tell you the truth.
Well, I'm sure that Sarah will explain everything once she reappears. There's something
I
still
remember
don't get.
seeing you play this.
In your opinion, why would your mother
Yes, sir.
remain in hiding over several weeks?
How far did you get?
This is episode 2.
Maybe she found something out.
What do you mean?
The first
My
part
mother has a
episode
gift
2.
for investigating. If she had picked up a lead, nothing would have stopped her.
The only thing I can tell you is that Sarah had indeed changed. At the beginning of her stay here, we enjoyed spending time together, solving the world's problems.
You seem to know my mother very well, my lord. What did you talk about together?
Oh, as soon as we had a little free time, we like to share points of view about practically any subject. we would find ourselves
It
involved.
reminds me of the Telltale game. Is it made by them?
Monsieur Blanchard's flight in a hot air
Nope,
balloon.
it's not made by
to the
Telltale.
Treaty
I
of
forgot who it's
Jassy,
made by, but
or
it's not
the
a
adoption
Telltale
of the
game.
metric system in France last year.
It took kind of
or
like
even
stuff
Mr.
from them, but
Eli
it's not
Whitney's
Telltale.
invention in the United States.
I forgot what company it is from, though. What? Dang it, it's locked, you bastard.
My mother must have undoubtedly taken great pleasure in these exchanges. She always was one to appreciate broadening her knowledge. I'm surprised she didn't get you started on the Crusades. It was her favorite subject.
Are you joking? Sarah and I spent entire days together reliving them. It so happens that the Crusades are also my subject of predilection, especially the Third. My ancestor distinguished himself brilliantly.
Hey, I fought a
during the
rock
siege
breaker
of
in
Saint-Jean
Horizon
d'Arc.
Zero Dawn.
Now you fighting all these other ones, but you ain't trying. But I heard you fought a Thunderjaw, and you quit. Now I'm gonna have to hurt you now.
Unfortunately, my lord.
Then I saw the name of your city.
Crusades
You ain't
are
fighting
not
no
my chosen
Thunderjaw.
field.
You gonna fight one, you gonna beat
Why
it.
didn't you tell me about them, LOL?
Your mother
I did
is a
tell you
very
about the
well-read
Rockbreaker.
woman. You're quite lucky to have her as a model.
I told you about
Yes, I
Rockbreakers,
know.
Stormbirds.
I'm still very worried.
I must admit, there are
Congratulations on beating the
worse
Stormbirds.
things to worry about now, Louis.
They stronger than the Thunderjaw, so I don't know what. And the
Since she
Rockbreaker
disappeared,
stronger than the
your mother
Thunderjaw.
has been seen.
So I don't know why you scared of the
Her
Thunderjaw so much.
behavior on the evening of your arrival greatly surprised Gregory and myself. She resurfaced to attack Emma, Emily Hillsborough's twin sister.
I was
And
forced into a boss
she
battle
shot her
with the
with a
rock
pistol.
breaker.
Then, before Gregory could intervene, she ran off and disappeared again.
I beg your pardon? Hang on.
That means my vision on the wharf, it was actually happening inside the manor. Mother shot Emily's sister? The very person she came looking for? Why would she do that?
Excuse me, but between that and the childhood of Lady Adams, it's all a bit much for me to cope with. I need to piece it all together again to see things more clearly. You said that you spent a lot of time talking together at the beginning. What happened for that to change?
I'm afraid I haven't much to tell you. The more the days went by, the more she withdrew into herself. She never gave me an explanation. Until the
Mother
day
crazy.
came when she purely and simply disappeared.
Where did she go when she wanted to be alone?
She would shut herself
The
away in a
Thunderjaw
room
killed me,
used as
LOL,
a
and the
box
Stormbird
room
was the
upstairs.
easiest of the three to fight, LOL.
Would you allow
I'm
me to go
avoiding
there?
them like the plague.
Naturally, Louis, of course. I'll send you a servant to open it.
Thank you.
That's all I can tell you
Nope.
about the disappearance of your
Better
mother,
get that
Louis.
Thunderjaw.
I
Thunderjaw weaker than a
would
Stormbird,
like to
bro.
have been more helpful.
I shall stay on her trail and follow up any leads.
Hey,
Thank you.
Have you fought a bellow back
We will
yet?
meet later on to welcome our last guest. In the meantime, I shall get someone to open the box room upstairs for you.
Thank you.
We supposed to been talking. I just thought about something.
The room is just opposite Mortimer's study.
I could have sworn that
Then y'all say there are invisible robots. I think I'm gonna give up that game, LOL.
you ain't about to give up. You give up, I'm smacking you. Nah. You bet not. You supposed to been talking about the murder. How we end up talking about my mama?
Yeah, I fought a few bellow backs. I like fighting those.
You fighting everything else but a thunder. You know what? You know what, bro? I'm gonna have to hurt you. I see that now. Okay, wait a minute. Where this room at? I'm in the second floor hallway.
That's because the Thunder is a robot Trex and that has me terrified, LOL.
Stop being a punk, man. You got this. So go to the tower room. So what's I supposed to be? Okay. I'm still okay. The tower room. Across from the study. This is making me mad now. Across from the study. Okay.
The Thunder Joyce reminds me of the T-Rex rod from Zoids. That thing was unbeatable, remember?
Oh, from Zoids. What you know about Zoids? Wait a minute, I just thought about something. You don't know about no Zoids, man. I got you on Zoids, man. You also got me. Nobody in high school likes Zoids but me. That new Century Zero. Put me down as Bit Cloud. Hold on. Liger Zero Jaeger. CAS complete.
I grew up watching Zoids in elementary school.
Lies! Let's stop playing now. I'm talking stuff. So did I. But my favorite one still is New Century Zero. With Bit Cloud and Lena and Brad. Wait a minute. Okay. I can't go to the tower room. I can't go downstairs. I can't go upstairs.
My favorite was the Liger's blue form. Was it called Jaeger, right?
Yeah, it's called. Oh, this was the room right here that was locked at first. Yeah, it was called the Jaeger. I like the Panzer was swole, but the Jaeger was smooth. That was my favorite one. But then I like the Shadow Fox when Brad got that. Boy, that Shadow Fox. And then Lightning Sykes. Woo! I feel like watching Zoids now. It's all your fault. Common Light Water. I got too many Common Light Waters. Is that a Royal Jelly? Royal Jelly!
There are burnt papers in the chimney. There's a legible fragment left. Hey, I recognize my mother's handwriting. She says, we must find a safer way to communicate. Someone is onto us. Trust in my faith in the man with the sword. So Mother had an accomplice here. Who could it be? Who could she be suspicious
I wish they'd make a PS4 version of Zoids. It played it non-stop.
Sword. I recognize her love of riddles there.
Yeah, me too. She says, we must find a safer way to communicate. Someone is on to us. Trust in my faith. Trust in my faith in the man with the sword. Okay. With the man with the sword. Anything else in here?
Dante's Paradise. Raise your head and be reassured, for what comes up here from the mortal world must ripen in our rays.
Gotta find these clues. What's this?
What is this disc?
Okay, I need to know, bro. Is there anything else in Horizon Zero Dawn I should be worried about?
Beware the frozen wilds. But they do got ice bellow backs. I don't know if you ran into them. They still kind of fight the same, but they are amphibious. They can get in the water. So you get in the water, it will not help you. That's about well, as far as I got so far. I need to play it anyway. Who knows? I might
seen
stream
one
it.
ice bellow back.
You only seen one, huh? Shoot, I seen the whole family of them.
St. Paul on the road to Damascus, by Caravaggio.
Damn, I ain't got nothing.
Caravaggio attained a magnificent command of black and the play of colors, too. Paul facing an ordeal. The curtains of his illusions being raised and receives the light.
But was in the frozen wilds because I'm almost at the level to do that mission.
Okay, let's see. Yeah.
The door appears to be locked on the other side.
Open this door.
I think I heard something fall to the ground. A metallic sound, like a key falling to the floor.
I could force the door open. Hold on, don't I gotta...
Be right back, bro.
Really? Alright, man, I appreciate it. Alright. But, baby, okay, you're not even... Look, okay. Let me see, boom! Get rid of that negativity. Alright.
Open sesame.
The key hit the floor. So now the key ain't stuck in there, I can open this door up. That was creepy.
It's open.
We must find a safer way to communicate. Someone is on to us. Trust in my faith in the man with the sword. Okay.
St. Paul painted by Guido Rini. St. Paul is shown holding a sword. Strange. There's hardly any dust, as if the painting's been cleaned recently. There's a small inscription engraved on the frame. Let's take a closer look. This is how Paul spoke to his pilgrims from Rome. Just above that, someone's written down the figure 11 on the painting and underlined it twice. No, what does that mean? So we have the figure 11 twice underlined, and a story of a group of pilgrims who it looks like Paul is speaking to. Maybe it's a code. There must be a connection. A text on Paul must be somewhere, and it must be associated with the figure 11. But what's the story with these pilgrims? I mean, a connection with the figure, maybe? So we have the figure 11 twice underlined, and a story of a group of pilgrims who it looks like Paul is speaking to. Maybe it's a code. There must be a connection. A text on Paul must be somewhere, and it must be associated with the figure 11. But what's the story with these pilgrims? I mean, a connection with the figure, maybe?
Okay.
This game contains inappropriate language, depth, and themes.
Observe the painting.
Painting of
You're
Saint
right.
Mark from the collection of the Apostles by Guido Reni. Painting of Saint Mark from the collection of the Apostles by Guido Reni.
Okay, that's all that is to it. Okay. Let's see. What else could be next? Aha, these paintings over here.
Several portraits of apostles, all signed by Guido Reni. Looks like someone touched this commode recently. There are fingerprints on the sheets and in the dust.
Sophistra.
It's St. John, painted by Guido Reni.
Dang it!
The New Testament.
Let me see.
That's good.
Okay.
Epistle of Ephesians.
Paul and Silvanus and Timotheus unto the church of the Thessalonians, which is in God the Father and in the Lord Jesus Christ. Grace be unto you and peace from God our Father and the Lord Jesus Christ.
Let's see.
How shall not the ministration of the Spirit not be more glorious?
Okay, I gotta figure out. Get some ketchup or something.
Then they suborned men, which said, We have heard him speak blasphemous words against Moses and against God.
That ain't it. Hold on, that's not it.
This book is incredibly precious. I believe this is the book my mother referred to when calling upon the Lord.
Hold on, I'm not done. Okay, let's see. No.
For the Jews require a sign, and the Greeks seek after wisdom.
Man, it's one of these verses, and I know it is. Hold on, go back. Because it got something to do with Paul. And two lines underneath it.
For we are unto God a sweet savor of Christ, in them that are saved, and in them that perish.
I don't eat barbecue sauce like that. That's how I know it wasn't me.
A drawing of the Apostle Matthew, painted by Guido Reni. He's represented as writing the word of the Lord, transmitted by the Holy Spirit,
Yes.
who appears here in the guise of an angel.
But you don't eat barbecue sauce. You eat hot sauce.
I don't eat hot sauce like that either. Okay,
Oh my god.
okay, what is in here?
A chest with the occult symbol representing air.
There's 2 keys for it. But I could lockpick it if my level was high enough. But, okay, I'm trying to think. Let me go back to this paint over here. 'Cause that's where all the clues started from.
St. Paul painted by Guido Reni. Of the 4 apostles shown in this piece, Paul is the only one who isn't an evangelist. He is the 13th apostle.
This is one of the trash bottles, right?
I believe so, yes.
St. Paul is shown holding a sword. Strange. There's hardly any dust, as if the painting's been cleaned recently. There's a small inscription engraved on the frame. Let's take a closer look. This is how Paul spoke to his pilgrims from Rome. Just above that, someone's written down the figure 11 on the painting and underlined it twice. No, what does that mean?
So, the Book of Romans, okay. That's what I was missing. Okay, that's the part I missed out on. I've been getting talked to ask questions. Okay, let's see. I'll go back to the beginning.
I say then, have they stumbled that they should fall? God forbid, but rather through their fall, salvation is come unto the Gentiles, for to provoke them to jealousy. Oh, wait, a note from Mother is carefully folded between the pages here. What does it say? Dear E, I'm glad you found this note. I was afraid the code of the 2 groups of pilgrims would mislead you. Pick up the package. You know where, and hide it where no one will find it. It's imperative. Awaiting your reply, hidden behind the youngest apostle. What? The youngest apostle? What does Mother mean by that? Several portraits of apostles, all signed by Guido Reni. Looks like someone touched this commode recently. There are fingerprints on the sheets and in the dust.
Whoever did it already came and found this. Had to be.
St. John is the only apostle painted in this gallery who hasn't had a beard. Hey, wait! That means it's him. He's the youngest apostle. Right. This painting is therefore associated with the answer which E had to give to my mother. Now, I just need to know how to recover the answer.
Oh my god, okay, this is too much, it's too deep.
The painting looks like it's been taken down recently. But wasn't my mother said that she would wait for an answer hidden behind the apostle? Ah, of course. There's something written behind the painting. On the 2nd day, the pilgrims will listen to the prophecy of the young apostle. They shall add 1 companion to their left and 3 to their right to complete their rank. What does it mean?
Clue after clue.
They should add a companion to their left and 3 to their right to complete their ranks. I imagine it applies to their code, the one Mother set up with the pilgrims. What's this? A group of pilgrims who Paul was talking to, and now John is telling them prophecies?
Hold on. One to the left, 3 to the right.
They should add a companion to their left and 3 to their right to complete their ranks. I imagine it applies to their code, the one Mother set up with the pilgrims. What's this? A group of pilgrims who Paul was talking to, and now John is telling them prophecies? It's St. John, painted by Guido Rini.
Okay. There's gotta be some more clues around here.
A chest with the occult symbol representing air.
Right. One combination to add a companion to the left and 3 to the right to complete their ranks. That sounds weird. Oh my goodness. These puzzles. They know no bounds. Okay. I say follow the clue left button. Now is it all in this room? Okay, let me see. A companion on the left.
Then they suborned men, which said, "We have heard him speak blasphemous words against Moses and against God." On the second day, the pilgrims will listen to the prophecy of the young apostle. They shall add 1 companion to their left and 3 to their right to complete their rank. What does it mean?
Okay.
On the second day, the pilgrims will listen to the prophecy of the young apostle. They shall add 1 companion to their left and 3 to their right to complete their rank. What does it mean?
One to the left. 3 to the right. One to the left and 3 to the right. It could be, is it in this room somewhere?
A fragment of amber.
This is tripping me out. Is it outside this room?
Dante's Paradise. Raise your head and be reassured, for what comes up here from the mortal world must ripen in our rays. There are burnt papers in the chimney. There's a legible fragment left. Hey, I recognize my mother's handwriting.
I already read this.
She says, we must find a safer way to communicate. Someone is on to us. Trust in my faith in the man with the sword. So Mother had an accomplice here. Who could it be? Who could she be suspicious of? I must find the next part. Faith, sword. I recognize her love of riddles there.
Like, am I allowed to leave? Nope, I can't leave yet. Because there's something still in this room. Add one companion to the left. And 3 to the right.
And the woman was given 2 wings of a great eagle, that she might fly into the wilderness, into her place, where she is nourished for a time, and times, and a half a time, from the face of the serpent. Hey, a new note. It's been folded carefully in the corner of this page. The writing, it's not my mother's. S. I found the book in your effects. I've concealed it where no one can get their hands on it. I can assure you, awaiting your instructions, I will hear your reply like he who hears the angel. Hears the angel? What does that mean? Oh, it's probably the place where she was expecting to get the location of the next note.
Okay. Pastoral epistles and the book of Revelation. Relation to John, chapter 12, verse 14. I found the book in your effects. I've concealed it where no one can get their hands on it. I can assure you. Waiting your instructions. I will hear your reply. Like he who hears the angel. You gotta do something with this painting.
There's something else behind this painting. It says, half of each group will join the first city of Corinth.
Man.
What the hell does that mean?
Oh my goodness. Okay. I'm guessing it got to do with Corinthians. 1 Corinthians.
For the Jews require a sign, and the Greeks seek after wisdom.
Oh. I know it got something to do with the 1 Corinthians. That's not the first part.
Now, therefore, there is utterly a fault among you, because ye go to law with one another.
Man,
why do ye
puzzles
not
are
rather
something
suffer injustice? Why do ye not rather suffer yourselves to be defrauded? Ah, look, here's a message. It is of paramount importance that no one finds it. Watch out for the Prussian. He's on the trail. Let's meet up. I'll leave it to you to organize the rendezvous. Not today. I'm unable to do it. In the meantime, I'll follow the first group to Mark, who will reveal the answer to them. And that first group of pilgrims, how many are there now? If I refer to the chapter I'm reading at the moment, 6.
Okay.
Then came together unto him the Pharisees, and certain of the scribes, which came from
Man,
Jerusalem.
this is... Oh my goodness. Okay. These puzzles. Hold on. It is a paramount of importance that no one finds it. Watch out for the person. He's on the trail. Let's meet up. I'll leave it to you to organize the rendezvous. Not today. I'm unable to do it. In the meantime, I'll follow the first group to Mark, who will reveal the answer to them. Okay.
I guess I'll just come back later. Several portraits of apostles, all signed by Witty. Looks like someone touched this commode recently. There are fingerprints on the sheets and in the dust.
That is one that was from the church was on the floor.
There's nothing worth noticing here. Little characters are engraved on the chest of drawers under the urn. It's a sentence in Hebrew.
Dang it, yeah. I don't know that. Okay.
It's too cumbersome for me to unhook here, but judging by the dust, it hasn't been moved for months, if not years.
Okay, it has been moved.
No, nothing of value here. There are finger marks, deliberately drawn in the dust. 8 in all.
What about 8?
Little characters are engraved on the chest of drawers under the urn. It's a sentence in Hebrew. And as they did eat, Jesus took bread and blessed it and broke it and gave it to them and said, "Take, eat. This is my body."
Okay, I need to figure out something about this. There's something about this. But it's something that's written in Hebrew on his chest. Already examined that one. That's the only picture I haven't examined in here all the way. So I think it got something to do.
There's nothing worth noticing here. Painting of Saint Mark from the collection of the Apostles by Witty. There are finger marks, deliberately drawn in the dust. 8 in all.
8 finger marks.
No, nothing of value here. Little characters are engraved on the chest of drawers under the urn. It's a sentence in Hebrew.
I can't do nothing about it. Oh my god. Okay, 8. The first group of mark. First group to mark. I don't know if I got anything to do with in here.
And it came to pass in those days that Jesus came from Nazareth of Galilee and was baptized by John in Jordan. And behold, there cometh one of the rulers of the synagogue, Jairus by name. And when he saw him, he fell at his feet.
Oh, these puzzles is getting me. Wait a minute. I'll follow first group to one. I wonder.
Take heed that ye practice your justice before men,
Is it
to
Matthew?
be seen differently by them. Otherwise, ye shall have no reward
first
of
group
your
to
Father,
mark.
which is in heaven.
Got anything to do with Matthew then? It's just started now. Okay, let's see.
But Jesus turned him about, and when he saw her, he said, Daughter, be of good comfort. Thy faith hath made thee whole. And the woman was made whole from that hour.
Let's just read all of Matthew parts.
And great multitudes were gathered together unto him, so that he went into a ship and sat, and the whole multitude stood on the shore.
Nope, okay.
And said, For this cause shall a man leave father and mother, and shall cleave to his wife, and they twain shall be one flesh.
Nope, okay. Luke is after Mark.
And it came to pass the day after, that he went into a city called Nain, and many of his disciples went with him, and much people.
I'm just reading all of them. Man, okay, I'm trying to see.
And so it was that, while they were there, the days were accomplished that she should be delivered.
I don't think there's any more.
And so many came, and couldn't find the body of the Lord Jesus. Then they suborned men, which said, We have heard him speak blasphemous words against Moses and against God.
I gotta figure out. Follow the first group to Mark. Reveal the answer to them. Oh my goodness. And this is Mark. I don't know the other stuff. If that's what's hindering me, even if I don't have it, it gotta be another way to find out what this is.
Little characters are engraved on the chest of drawers under the urn. It's a sentence in Hebrew.
Nope. But I know it gotta be another. It gotta be another workaround, because they wouldn't have just made the game suck like that. Like you just had to get that. I know they had to make a workaround. They made a workaround for everything else. That's John Mark. Yeah. I'm gonna go to this.
St. Paul painted by Guido Rini. St. Paul is shown holding a sword.
So that's right, I did that.
Strange. There's hardly any dust.
as if the painting's been cleaned recently. There's a small inscription engraved on the frame. Let's take a closer look. This is how Paul spoke to his pilgrims from Rome. Just above that, someone's written down the figure 11 on the painting and underlined it twice. No, what does that mean?
I did it already. Yeah, I did that already.
Okay, so what's that one?
I'm trying to see. It is of paramount importance that no one finds it. Watch out for the Prussian. He is on the trail. Let's meet up. I'll leave it to you to organize the rendezvous. Not today. I'm unable to do it. In the meantime, I'll follow the first group to mark. Cause that's the clue, the last line. In the meantime, I'll follow the first group to mark. You will reveal the answer to them.
The first group to mark. What was Mark?
He was an apostle.
No, not what is. What, like, where was he? What city? Country, whatever.
I don't know.
Painting of Saint Mark from the collection of the Apostles by Guido Reni. There's nothing worth noticing here. It's too cumbersome for me to unhook here, but judging by the dust, it hasn't been moved for months, if not years.
Right? Hasn't been moved.
There are finger marks, deliberately drawn in the dust. 8 in all.
8.
So, passage 8? Or verse 8?
I'm trying to see.
Little characters are engraved on the chest of drawers under the urn. It's a sentence in Hebrew.
I ain't able to read that. Yeah, he said it ain't nothing. Mama. There is no voice 8. Chapter 7, verse 1. I read all of them.
Then came together unto him the Pharisees, and certain of the scribes, which came from Jerusalem. If we say that we have no sin, we deceive ourselves, and the truth is not in us.
Thought that might have been it, because it said follow the first group to mark.
Volume of the Gutenberg Bible. Thou hast put all things under his feet, for in that he put all in subjection under him.
Mind-boggling.
He left nothing that is not put under him.
And I can't examine this anymore.
Several portraits of apostles, all signed by Guido Reni. Looks like someone touched this commode recently. There are fingerprints on the sheets and in the dust.
this is crazy. Man, okay. Let me go back in here. I don't think there's anything in here though. I read that already. Nothing up there. Can I leave yet? Nope. I mean, there's something in this room. I can't leave. I just gotta figure out what.
St. Paul on the road to Damascus by Caravaggio. St. Paul is the only saint to be presented twice in these paintings, contrary to the other apostles. How come? Caravaggio attained a magnificent command of black and the play of colors too. Paul facing an ordeal, the curtains of his illusions being raised, and receives the light from his Savior.
Okay, I didn't examine this one.
This painting has been hanging here for a long time. A lot of dust has built up on it. Well, a finger has drawn a number in the thin layer of dust. I can read the number 4.
4. 4 and then 8. And 8 is 12. I'm trying to figure this out.
And this taxing was first made when Cyrenius was governor of Syria. And he became very hungry and would have eaten, but while they were made ready, he fell into a trance. Hey, there's a note here.
Really?
A message from Mother in reply to E. We must leave urgently, but first I absolutely must go beyond the nightmare. Watch out for Volner. He figured out I was avoiding him. Allay suspicion. See you tomorrow evening. Stand ready. For now, let's cease all communication until we meet. Take care of yourself. I suppose this must be the last message. What happened afterward? If it's what I suspect, I fear the worst. What did Mother mean by, I absolutely must go beyond the nightmare? I must go beyond the nightmare.
Yeah.
What does she mean by
Now I gotta
that?
decipher this message. It's probably allegorical.
I'm guessing it's a metaphor. I need to figure out what this means. Mortimer's getting his guests together. I ought to join them so I don't look suspicious.
Roll it. refuse to indicate a culprit. Hello, Mortimer. I took my mother's message. I did not understand my mother's message. I could have found a conversation between my mother and her partner. What? Yeah, basically, because I don't know the link. I don't know the Hebrew thing. So basically, if I would have read that, I probably would have known. Oh my goodness.
But you just unlocked that.
I found out the other code, but I couldn't. The stuff that was written on the dresser, I couldn't read because it was in Hebrew, and I'm not a linguistic, or no, I don't know nothing about the occult, so I didn't choose those. Oh my goodness. Now I got the occultism. Okay. Situation also used in veiled insults. Conviction. I got that level 1. Okay. Validate that. Or maybe the gold ones is the ones I already know. I guess. That's a version. Hold on. Okay, this one it say plus one skill point in science, linguistics, and man, give me that one. And okay. Talent. Jack of all trades. Okay. Alright, Les.
It's time I went back and joined everyone in the small salon.
You are expected in the small salon, sir.
Okay. I think I'm going to end this though. Cause a brother need to eat, sure enough. I said I need to eat. I'm starting to feel a type of way. Zeus, nigga.
Emily, I must speak to you.
What's the matter, Louis?
I have news about your sister.
What have you found out?
Look, I've started piecing together the events leading up to my mother's disappearance and your sister's. Did my mother know about your secret?
Yes, even though I belong to the English chapter, her rank in the Order gives her access to a good deal of personal information.
Must have been Emma I saw in my vision. I was given to understand that my mother and your sister bonded during their stay.
Actually, I had to go beyond. Actually, I had to go beyond the nightmare.
I've got a question that might seem a little bit strange.
I'm listening.
If I said go beyond the nightmare, would that ring any bells?
No, means nothing to me. Do you mean literally or figuratively speaking?
It might be a place, I don't know where, but it's a lead.
You ought to ask His Eminence. He knows the house and its estate very well, being a frequent visitor here.
Thanks for the advice.
I think it could have been.
Speak to her about my vision? If what I saw is true, she might want to take revenge.
I don't know about your mother.
I don't know either.
Your mother seemed pretty.
Yeah, I don't know. And I do like Emily. I'm gonna tell her.
Emily,
Tell her.
there's something else.
Go on then.
It's about your sister. I don't know what happened exactly, but it's possible that my mother had a go at her.
I know, Louis. I found out that same evening. Well, thanks for not trying to hide it.
What? Why didn't you tell me?
I didn't know if I could trust you. Now I know I can. It seems that your mother tricked Emma. She apparently asked her to hide an important book, so that even she wouldn't know where it was. And then she shot her like a dog to make sure no one would ever find it again.
Does she know why?
How did you find it?
Sir Gregory told me on my arrival.
I'm sincerely sorry, Emily.
Thank you, Louis. But you do realize your mother will have to accept the consequences of her acts.
There must be an explanation, Emily.
That's what we shall see. Come, Louis. They're waiting for us.
Hey, now I don't think you know who I am.
You will pay dearly, Peru. I'm sure you were involved somewhere along the line. That's right. Pretend you don't know. One piece of advice. Don't travel through France on your way back, or it'll cost you dearly.
Calm now, my friends.
His
Let's
makeup,
calm
his
down.
face.
Everyone seems to be a little unnecessarily heated. Don't forget where you are, please.
What's going on here exactly?
Sir Gregory called us together to introduce the last guest.
But hardly had we arrived when he set upon Monsieur Peru.
Who is it? Why? I hardly had we arrived. Why or who is it? I'ma say who is it.
Who is this charming character?
Manuel Godoy, the Duke of La Alcudia.
He's the head of the Spanish government, Monsieur de Richet. He's the one who, in practice, controls Spain.
How could you dare do such a thing? Dios mío, you are all out of your minds!
Really, Duke Manuel? What made you kick up such a fuss?
What? Have you not heard? Well, let me inform you that yesterday morning at 10:22 a.m. precisely, in the middle of the Place de la Révolution in Paris, by decree of the National Convention which Monsieur Peru works for, King Louis was guillotined. What? The King of France is dead, gentlemen. Our monarchies are in danger. I have said it before. How dare they?
Oh dear.
Oh, as if...
Friends, let us calm down.
Don't pretend to be
the way you
surprised. He got a fair trial.
Ridiculous! Bastard! He was sentenced to death by 361 votes to 360. You beheaded a king for one vote! Is that your democracy?
What an obnoxious act. Until anything was possible. This political coup will have grave consequences.
France is lost.
Gentlemen, please. Let us take a step back a moment.
In the name of holiness. He was the highest representative of God in France, Emily.
Only one.
Gentlemen, Duchess, we're all among people of reputable company here. We should be able to manage the conflicts of our nations in a respectful and orderly manner.
I fully agree with you, sir.
But
That's enough, sir.
with whom do I have the pleasure of speaking?
Louis Maras de Richet.
Are you related to Sarah de Richet?
Sarah is his mother, Duke. Gentlemen, this news affects us all, but I must ask you to remain calm. It's not the first time history has taken us by surprise. Let's ensure that our respective countries are allowed to respond appropriately to this news.
Oh, rest assured. The response will not fall short, my friend.
Good for you. Well, Your Grace, here I was preparing to introduce you as is proper, and you've beaten me to it. I'm delighted that we are all together at last. Our meeting will therefore be able to kick off shortly. I have just a few more little preparations to take care of before you all find out the reason for your presence here. In the meantime, I shall leave you to get to know one another. When you hear the bell, please proceed to the conclave room on my left, behind that door. I'll see you later.
That's Sir Gregory. George Washington got a little switch to him.
Yeah, he had the other one. You saw that.
Could you spare a moment, please, sir?
I'm glad you asked. I want to talk to you too. Of course.
I
not a
heard about
confrontation.
your mother's disappearance.
He looks concerned. I don't know why, but I doubt it's from sympathy alone. Well, let's see what he wants from me.
Any news of her? Have you found her, maybe?
Hear you speak, it sounds like you and my mother were close.
Let's say I hold your mother in high esteem, yes. We were even planning to work together.
That's what he was getting at.
Did she tell you about our arrangement?
This is why he's so interested.
The cat's out of the bag now. More or less, but please do refresh my memory.
Yes, of course. Nothing of great importance in itself. During one of our discussions, she spoke of an old book, which might have been of interest to me, and she had agreed to let me have it.
A book about what?
Ancient occultism. As you are aware, I am a doctor of theology. You might have come across some old books
'Cause the message said
in
don't
her
trust him.
belongings, perhaps?
The least one can say is that he doesn't beat around the bush. Sarah never travels without a few books. What does the one you're looking for look like exactly?
It resembles a grimoire. It's divided into 7 parts, each one individually locked. It was made in such a way that if someone tried to tamper with it, the sheets would be permanently tarnished. It's a unique copy. There's only one.
The mere mention of it makes his face light up. Well, I'll take a closer look, but I can't promise you anything. You seem very upset. Is it so important to you, this book?
Well, it's the search of a lifetime. What can I say? Every time I move closer to it, it seems to slip away at the last minute. I was very surprised to learn that your mother had it in her possession. I thought it was with a certain von Borchet in Paris. Do you know him?
Conviction.
I've never heard of him. I'm sorry. I haven't been much help to you.
Well, too bad.
I hope I've been able to satisfy your curiosity, Mr. von Wollner, and that you succeed in finding what you're looking for.
Oh, and so do I.
And now, what if you told me who you really are working for, instead of keeping up this pretense?
I beg your pardon?
We both know what you're looking for, von Wollner. You're the one who von Burchert was planning to sell it to.
For centuries, all those who have come into contact with the Al-Azif have bitterly regretted it, Monsieur de Richet. You are playing a dangerous game.
Oh, I am, huh?
Please know that I am working for someone who does not appreciate anyone poking around in his business.
Let me guess. You're dear king, I should think.
What? You mean Frederick William? Oh, my poor fellow. You are miles away. That stupid, pretentious puppet wields no real power. But seeing as you do not wish to be serious, so be it. Good luck to you.
Dang it. I should have said home. I'm stupid. I'm supposed to be ending this. I'm hungry. Wifey. Go to me like that.
There's a pattern with 5 circles on this chest.
Oh, I got a key.
I have no space left. I'll retrieve it later. I have no space left. I'll retrieve it later.
I have to retrieve it. I'm gonna have to retrieve it later. But I gave an elixir. It's Eliza's birthday. Bonaparte.
Monsieur Bonaparte, may I speak with you a moment?
May we?
Does expression "go beyond the nightmare" mean anything to you at all?
Well, metaphorically, yes. It sums up the career of a soldier quite well. I doubt that is what you want to hear, though.
Indeed. That's surely not what I'm looking for.
Well, monsieur, if you are looking for a phrase book, Lord Mortimer must surely have one, given the number of books he has. You ought to check in the library of the tower. You'll never know.
What do you think of Duke Godoy?
Well, I'd rather not express any opinion of him.
Why is that?
His reputation is enough for me.
Tell me more.
Meaning?
This gentleman enjoys people talking about him for too many reasons. His undeserved titles, more than 10 in just 4 years, and each one more prestigious than the one before.
You don't think he deserves them?
If I had seen him on the battlefield, there might be some doubt. But that is not the case. The Queen would rather not risk losing him, so she consoles him with awards and titles.
So you don't have a very positive opinion?
His coveting French Catalonia does not encourage me to have one.
I understand your point of view. Would you have any more information about the conference Lord Mortimer spoke of?
Nothing at all. Mortimer is very committed to secrecy when it comes to these conferences. But given the presence of Monsieur Peru and ourselves, I think it must concern France to some extent. Otherwise, I doubt he would have invited 3 Frenchmen to his table, huh?
That is true.
Well, I'll be leaving you now. Shall we meet up again later?
Wait, monsieur. Any news of your mother?
Unfortunately not, no.
I hope to speak with her about my deal before I leave. Let me know if you find her. À plus tard, monsieur.
À plus tard. Find more clues about your mother's note.
What can I do for you, sir? I am at your service, day and night, sir.
As I was unable to bring my personal effects with me, I was wondering if you could find me a few items.
Of course, sir. What would you require?
My good fellow, would you have any amber available?
I would, but unfortunately I don't think I am authorized to give it out, sir. I believe it is a precious stone.
Come down, it has no value.
Look, you aren't going to kick up a fuss about a vulgar piece of resin, are you? Don't believe what they say about amber. It does nothing to warm up infants' bodies, let alone prevent toothache. And neither does this fossil oleoresin stimulate fertility. You can believe me.
Thank you for educating me. I didn't know. Here you are, sir. Does sir desire anything else?
He just gave me a piece of amber.
What's that book you're hiding in your jacket?
The Sorrows of Young Werther by Goethe, sir. And I am not hiding it.
Hand it to me. Please.
It is damaged, sir. I would never dare lend sir a book in such a pitiful state, sir. I took it to restore.
I'm just looking at what I can do with him. Okay, take my leave. Stop worrying, calm down. I know.
A Chinese coin, recognizable by the hole in the middle. If I remember rightly, that's called a cash.
Now, gotta find out where the page went. Ain't nothing in here.
Chronicles of the Amber Princes. As I recall, Dorkin was my favorite character.
Oh, that's the small shop, right? I went to the wrong room. What is over here? I see George Washington right there. I wanted to talk to Piaggi. His Eminence. Man, it's taking a long time to load. I was gonna say, what is that moving? All them butterflies. I'm stupid. Anything up here? I don't think there's nobody up here. This is the library. Okay. Open this door back up. Sometimes my man be going he be running too slow. Oh, there he is. Haha, I walked right past him. Blending in with the couch.
Ah, Louis. Just the man. Good Lord. How did the king come to be executed? I would think that the order would have intervened.
King made things worse. Talk about himself.
Your Eminence, I'm sorry for King Louis, but he did everything to put himself there.
Louis, how can you say such a thing? Even if France rejects the church, you don't go and behead a person of high status. They always serve our cause better
No, I found out his immunity.
than dead. Politically, it's absurd.
I invite you to speak about it with my mother as soon as she reappears.
Is there any news of her?
Well, I hope it won't be long before I find her, Your Eminence.
Now you wanted to speak to me.
I should have hit no, don't extend, don't exist.
If I say the nightmare to you, does it make you think of anything?
Your question is strange, my son. Difficult to say. Could you at least tell me a little more about the context?
Think of a place and tell me the first thing that comes into your mind when I say the nightmare.
Let me think. I'd say Lord Mortimer's favorite painting on the wall behind his desk. You know, that painting caused quite a stir when it was exhibited. It is titled The Nightmare, and it shows a woman lying down with a creature sitting on her. And in the background, a horse. I don't know if it will be of any help, but I can't think of anything else.
You never know. Thank you for that, though, Your Eminence. I gotta go and see it just in case, though.
Give me a kiss and I'll stop. Huh.
Hey,
okay. Alright, yes, ma'am. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I love my wifey. But I need to,
Thank you for everything, Your Eminence. I shan't take up any more of your time.
I shan't.
You are welcome, my son. I will be seeing you, Louis.
Got it. Now, I need to end this. I'm gonna end this stream. Look, everybody that stopped in. Brother need to eat. I'm not gonna lie. Thank everybody for stopping in.
Duchess Emily Hillsborough.
So, yeah. I will continue this another time. We'll come with episode 2, part 2. And, see if we can finish this out. Yeah. So, make sure y'all follow me on Twitter. I mean on Twitch. Check out my video. I said on Twitter. On Twitch. Check out my videos and everything. Make sure y'all like and subscribe and share my videos off YouTube. Make sure y'all do that. You know what I'm saying? What is that? I'm just collecting coins. But yeah, I'm gonna get up out of here. I've been going for too long now. And I will come back either possibly later on tonight after I'm done eating, or to possibly tomorrow night or something. Alrighty. Stream my 1412 is checking out. Peace and much love to y'all. And I'm out. Later.